and not preach with a stopwatch. Make sure we keep everything be done decent in order. That's what the writings say. Appreciate Yahuah for another chance, another opportunity to be before you all, to be able to proclaim, be able to speak Dabarym of life. Another chance and an opportunity to be able to help aid us, arm us in our fight, that we might not be overtaken, but that we might overtake the things that come in to try to overtake us. Yahweh won't be before you long. Go ahead and get me Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. Listen to the book.
For whatever Nikatab before,
The things that proceeded before now.
Nikatab Talamadus. So that through endurance and through the Nakumas of the Ketubim, we might have Tikva.
We might have a chord. My time might be a little off. I forgot to start my time on time. That happened before, but we're a little bit closer this time. But I do Yahuah anyway. This morning, I was asleep, and for whatever reason, he woke me up, and the Ruach HaKodesh was talking to me. I know people don't often say that, but I heard it clear. I heard it clear. And as I heard the voice, I began to walk towards the voice. And I heard it even more expressly. And it spoke to me with so much clarity. And you can believe how it sounds. Just like my father. It sounds just like my father. And I give her due to Yahuah, because I think a lot of times we hear the word, and when the word is being brought forth, we don't realize that we're not just hearing the man speak. We're hearing the Ruach HaKodesh speak through the man. A lot of times you want to get a revelation, but every time he comes forth and he brings forth the word, Kazum, he's revealing himself unto us. Yahusha told us in the 11th chapter of the book of Matthew, I think it was, he said that no man knoweth the Father but who? But the Son. And who that he does what? But the Father. And who he revealed himself to. Don't you know that that's our opportunity, that we get the chance to know him? Don't you know if he didn't reveal himself to us, we would not know this man? But then he told us that it's eternal life to know him. Even Yahusha HaMashiach, whom he sent. So that means that every time that the man is bringing forth the word, we're getting the opportunity to take on everlasting life. Come on. Matter of fact, and what he was reading at the time, get me YashaYahu, chapter 27. 27 and 1. And it was so loud, too. For whatever reason, I had one of the preacher's videos playing, and it was so loud. So I woke up, I was like, man, I said, who was that yelling? I said, who was that screaming? But it was right on time, too. And the thing that made it be a benefit to me was that it already went in line with something that was already in my mind. And so I appreciate Yahuah for the way he gave it to you. When he said that he was found of them that didn't seek him, what he revealed to me through preacher bringing forth to the bar, it gave confirmation of what was already in my mind, but I really wasn't looking for it. But I give Hadu to Yahuah because a lot of times we're looking for things, and if you wait on him, he'll give you what you need. All you got to do is wait on him and be of good courage. He'll give it to you in due time if you faint not. Come on, listen to the book. YashaYahu, they call the book of Isaiah, chapter 27, verse 1. Listen.
In that Yom, Yahuah shall visit on Leyatham, the fleeing Nakash, with his fierce and Gadol and mighty sword. On Leyatham, the twisted Nakash, and he shall murder the monster that is in the Yom. In that Yom, a vineyard of wine, sing to it. I, Yahuah, am its keeper. I maim it every moment. Lest one visit on it, I guard it, Layla and Yom.
He said, I, Yahuah, am the what?
I, Yahuah, am its keeper.
He said, I'm the keeper of this thing.
I maim it every moment.
I water every moment.
Lest one visit on it, I guard it, Layla and Yom. Fury is not in me, who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle. I will step through it, I will burn it at once. Or let him rely on my protection. Let him make shalom with me. Let him make shalom with me. Those who come to Yaakov shall take root. Yasharah shall blossom and sprout, and they shall fill the pani of the alarm with pari.
Aki Chris, matter of fact, get me B-Rashyh. Give me B-Rashyh chapter 3 and 1. Give me B-Rashyh chapter 3 and 1. Lee, get me Matthew chapter 3 and 7. Get me also matter of fact, we here for U Chag Shabuah. Get me Acts of the Shalakim chapter 2 and 1. Matter of fact, give me Acts of the Shalakim chapter 2 and 1 if you can. I'm gonna throw a lot at you kind of fast here. Stay with me. My mind turn will go even further. One of the things about it, when preacher just said that right before we got started, I give Hadu to Yahuah because not only is he giving us an opportunity to enjoy ourselves, but also enjoying ourselves and being able to attach ourselves with him. That's just like a natural plant. If I cut it away from the thing that's giving it life, what's going to happen to it? It's going to die. So now what do I have to take the knowledge of knowing that naturally? Knowing naturally that if a natural plant is cut away from the tree that's giving it life, it's going to die. So that gives me a mind that I've always got to be attached to Yahuah. Else what? Else I'm going to die. I'm going to die if I don't have an attachment to this man. That's the benefit that he gives us through the word. He gives us a chance to be able to attach ourselves to him. Come on. Exodus chapter 2 and 1. Listen to the book.
On the Yom of Shabuah, after 7 complete Shabbat, all of them were collected with one lob.
That's how we keep the time. Yeah, we do it while we're here. We go fast. That's how we keep time. Go back up one more time real quick. Read it again for me. 2 and 1.
On the Yom of Shabuah, after 7 complete Shabbats, all of them were collected with one lob.
After 7 complete Shabbat. Somebody had asked a question in the beginning. We were talking about the time and how we keep the calendar. They asked what we keep it, because I think the way the Muhad ended, the last Shabbat was on like a Tuesday. So the question was, do we count it from every Tuesday? No, we count it from the Shabbat, from the weekly Shabbat. Because if I was going to count it from Tuesday to Tuesday, then by concept, that would mean that every Tuesday would have to be a Shabbat. So that's why we don't keep it based off of when that Shabbat ends for the Muhad, but when that regular weekly Shabbat comes in, that's when we start to count. But go ahead, listen to the book. Matter of fact, give me 2 and 1 again, one more time.
On the Yom of Shabuah, after 7 complete Shabbats, all of them were collected with one lob.
They were all collected with one lob. You know what that meant? That they all were? They were all attached to each other. They all had an attachment. That's how we all had one lob. So guess what? The lob is the thing that pumps through the body to give it what? To give it life. So the only way that we can have one lob and have one thing giving us life, we all got to be attached. And we are attached through the same writings that we hear. Where every time I hear the word, if the word that gives me life is the same word that gives you life, then guess what that's going to mean? That means I'm attached to you. So that means regardless of whether I'm here or whether I'm there, I'm still attached to you based upon what we got in us, based upon what's coming to give us life.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and jump back over and get me that B-Rashyh, chapter 3 and 1. Something else came to mind earlier, but we'll see if we can throw it in there. Listen.
Now the Nakash was more crafty than any beast of the field, which Yahuah Elohim had made. And he said to the Ashah, indeed, has Elohim said, you shall not eat from any ox of the gun. The Ashah said to the Nakash, from the pari of the ox of the gun we may eat, but from the pari of the ox which is in the middle of the gun, Elohim has said, you shall not eat from it nor touch it, lest you shall move. The Nakash said to the Ashah, you surely shall not move. For Elohim Yada, that in the Yom you eat from it, your shall be open, and you shall be like Elohim. Knowing too,
based upon once you get this knowledge, you'll be just like Elohim.
Knowing Tub and Rosha. When the Ashah saw that the ox was tube for food, and that it was a delight to the and that the ox was desirable to make one kakma, she took from its pari and ate.
He said, you eat this. She looked at it, she said, this will make a person wise. Don't you know the same thing is the same thing they looked at with that ox, with the same thing that we get through eating the word. Eating the word, he told Barnabas what? And that from a child, what do you know? The Kodash kissed the bean. And what is Kodash? Separate, it was set aside. Now, the difference between what we get through the word and what they had was that tree was set aside because that was the tree that they were told not to do what? Not to eat. Now, the writing that had been set aside for you and I, guess what he told us to do? Take, eat. Freely eat these things, because this is what you really need to put on in order to take on the true wisdom. Right. This not only just the wisdom, but also to take on life and to make us like who? Yahuah and Yahushua. See, they let me down when I'm here. They eat both ways. They only ride for you, preacher. I don't know if you know, but if you ever watch the broadcast, you'll see they leave me hanging every time. But come on, listen to the book.
And she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the of both of them were open.
The eyes of both of them were open.
And they yada that they were naked.
They got illumination. Come on. And they knew they were naked.
And they sewed leaves of fig ox together and made for themselves loin covering. They shammed the call of Yahuah Elohim halak in the gun in the cool of the Yom, and Adam and his Ashah hid themselves from the pani of Yahuah Elohim in the middle of the ox of the gun.
I'm going to tell you something. We'll change direction just a little bit. I really don't want to. Give me verse 7 again.
Sir.
Listen.
Then the of both of them were open, and they yada that they were naked.
The eyes of both of them were open and knew they were naked. They knew that what they had was insufficient. So let's see what they did.
And they sewed leaves of fig odds together and made for themselves loin covers.
They sewed leaves of fig trees, right? So in order for them to get the leaves, what were they going to have to do? They were going to have to detach it from the thing that gave the fig tree life. So they detached the leaves from life and put it on them. So now I put on me what? Dead things. Yeah. So now we get the knowledge of why he told us to put you on the Mashiach. You know why? Because guess what? He's attached to the Father. So now when I put the covering on with him, the reason why it's not insufficient is because it's still attached to the thing that came to give it life. That's how we can escape the condemnation. Because he told us that there was therefore now no condemnation to them that are who? Yeah. To them that got on the leaf that's still attached to life. Because he told you the leaves of the trees was for what? Now I'm telling you the leaves was Yahusha. Now what he came to do for you? Come on. Let's keep rolling.
They shama the call of Yahuah Elohim Halak and Agun in the cool of the Yom, and Adam and his Ashah hid themselves from the Pani of Yahuah Elohim in the middle of the ox of the gun. Then Yahuah Elohim called to Adam and said to him, "Where are you?"
He called me and said, where you at now? Where you at? Adam, where are you?
He said, "I shama your call in the gun. And I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself."
So this is the thing. I've covered myself. So that meant that even in the thing that I used to try to hide myself, I still take knowledge of the fact it's insufficient. Yahuah didn't even have to tell them that it was insufficient. He already knew it. My heart already condemned me. I already know it's insufficient. I already know the things I'm trying to do to try to hide myself and act like I'm something I'm not. I know it's insufficient, but we still do it anyway. Why? He know you naked. You know you naked. If you don't even believe it, why would we believe it? If I shake you in your mind, I've already taken you. So if you don't even believe the false life that you're trying to hide and act like you're so kadash when you're really wicked, what make you think we're going to believe it? Your covering insufficient. Come on.
And he said, "Who told you that you were naked?"
He said, "Who told you? Where you get this knowledge from?"
"From the ox of which I commanded you not to eat from it, have you eaten?" Adam said, "The Ashah whom you gave to be with me, she gave to me from the ox, and I ate."
Matter of fact, keep going back. Give me 12, verse 12. We won't go where I wanted to go. But how do you anyway? Listen.
Adam said, "The Ashah whom you gave to be with me, she gave to me from the ox, and I ate." Then Yahuah Elohim said to the Ashah, "What is this you have done?"
Matter of fact, go back to verse 11. Let's see something. Matter of fact, make it verse 10. Let's see.
Sure. He said, "I shama the call in the gun, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? From the ox of which I commanded you not to eat from it, have you eaten?" Adam said, "The Ashah whom you gave to be with me, she gave to me from the ox, and I ate."
So this is the thing that we all have to look at. When it comes down to us getting a condemnation for something that we do that is wrong, it's not something that we're just, I didn't know. That's why he told you that everybody was going to know. Everybody was going to know. From low and high, rich and poor, everybody was going to know. You know why? Because when I come in and I give you that condemnation, it's going to be because you knew what you were supposed to do, and as well as you knew what you weren't supposed to do, and you did it anyway. That's why whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for what? For our learning. So now when he comes in, because everybody's going to be judged for the deed done in the body, whether they were what? So what am I going to tell him? What am I going to say? Nobody ever told me. He's going to tell us what? I told you not to eat these things. I told you not to do it. The things that the appetite that you have an appetite and a desire for things contrary to me. Come on.
Then Yahuah Elohim said to the Ashah, "What is this you have done?" And the Ashah said, "The Nakash deceived me, and I ate." And Yahuah Elohim said to the Nakash, "Because you have done this, all are you more than all cattle."
They said the serpent, he tricked me and he beguiled me, and that's why I ate. So now the thing that you have to look at is really, truly, this is all because of what you had a desire for. You had an appetite for these things. I don't like mayo. I don't like mayo, so to try to give me something with mayo in it, there's no way that you can turn my mind to say, okay, I'm going to try it, because I'm like, I don't like that.
Right.
That's what we have to have. We have to have an appetite that's contrary to sin. So now when things come in, it's got sin mixed in it, what am I going to say? It's against my appetite. This doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
That's why even in the 18th chapter of the book of Alah Ha Dabarym. Matter of fact, go ahead and give me Alah Ha Dabarym, chapter 18 and 5. We're so far from where I wanted to go. But we're right where Yahuah wants us to be. And that's the main thing. A lot of times you look at it, and you look at, even when you look at how I want my life to be, guess what? If you were the one who knew what was best for you, guess what you would be? You would be Elohim. You would be Elohim. And the reason why you haven't yet accomplished that feat is because you still think that you know best. The only way for you to truly become like me is you got to get my mindset. You have to be able to understand my purpose for your life. Even I was talking to one of my sheep earlier today, and we're talking to Princess, and I was talking to her about because she lived not far from me, and her power was out last night. And I told her, I said, well, you always could have come over to our house, and she was like, she was appreciative because she was learning that sometimes you can't run from every situation. I can't run from everything. Sometimes I got to sit in the moment, and you know what you really got to do? Wait on Yahuah. Wait on Yahuah to come in and be that deliverance. And not long here, you didn't even have to stay at home that long before your lights came back on. You know why? Because you were here first. And he allowed you to be here long enough to where he said, you know what? Even though everybody else that was around you had to suffer that whole time, he cut your suffering down for a short amount of time. Now, the thing that I can look at is, oh, Yahuah, why my lights out? Oh, I want my lights to be out. Why I don't have power? We're not far from down the street. If you were riding down that road, it's just pitch black. The stoplight's not working. All the businesses, nobody got no lights on. All you see is little lights splash from people that just, I don't know why they can't drive in the dark because you got headlights, but they just sitting there with their lights blinking, and that really it's really kind of freaky looking. It looked kind of like something out of a scary movie. But right up down the road, I'm looking, and there's lights. I look up the road. I said, I can see the lights, so I know that there's an end to it. Now, the thing that we have to look at is we'll look at it and say, well, why is my situation so dark right now? They got lights. When the reality is, if you stay where I got you right now, you'll be able to see the purpose for which I got you suffering, the purpose for which I got you going through. All you have to do is wait on me. Wait on me and let me show you. Let me show you the purpose for why I got it. Come on. Alah Ha Dabarym, chapter 18 and 5. Listen to the book.
For Yahuah, you're all.
Make it 18 and 15.
Yahuah, your all, has come up for you a Nabi like me from among you, from your Akim. You shall Shama to him.
That's not at all what I wanted. Make it 5 and 12. Maybe 5 and 12. What that he told them? He told them the mother and the father about bringing their stubborn and rebellious son out before the Zakanim. 28 and 5.
22 or 21.
22 and 18. 22 and 18. Listen. Teamwork. You know what? The Ruach HaKodesh has spoken to me yet again. Go ahead. Go 15. I know 15 is in there. Go up. Give me 12. 22 and 12. That's fine. We'll start there. Go ahead.
You shall make for yourselves tzitzis for the four corners of your garment with which you cover yourself. If any ish takes an ashah and goes in to her and then hates her and makes her shameful deeds against her and brings up a Rosh Hashem on her and says, I took this ashah, but when I came near to her, I did not find her a Bethula. Then
20. Start 23. Start 23:15. I saw that, but that's going to talk about.
I think it's 21.
21? All right, 21. Chapter 21. And that right there is how you know that's not what I wanted. That's how you know that's not what I had in my mind. But I do Yahuah anyway. There we go. 21 and 18. How do Yahuah?
If an ish has a stubborn and rebellious being who shall not shama to the call of his Abba or to the call of his aim, and when they chastise him, he shall not even shama to them, then his Abba and his aim shall seize him and bring him out to the Zakanim of his city at the gateway of his Malkum. They shall say to the Zakanim of his city, this being of ours is stubborn and rebellious. He shall not shama to our call. He is a glutton and a drunkard. Then all the Anashim of his city shall abond him with a bond, and he shall moot. So you shall remove the Rosha from your midst, and all Yasharal shall shama of it in Yara. If an Ish has committed a kata worthy of moot, he is put to moot.
Matter of fact, go ahead. We'll make it work. Go ahead. Give me that 21 again. Listen. Lee, hold me Philippians 3:16. Hold me Philippians 3:16. Also get me, matter of fact, also get me YashaYahu chapter 55:1. Or whoever got me. Listen to the throw it in there, I catch it.
Then all the Anashim of his city shall abond him with a bond, and he shall moot. So you shall remove the Rosha from your midst, and all Yasharal shall shama of it in Yara.
That's good. You can drop that. Go ahead. What I got you? Which one you got first?
Philippians 3:16.
Philippians 3:16. Listen to the book.
Only after that we may attain until now. We halak by the same rule from the Darak. My Akeem, be imitators to follow after me, and look at those who halak so as we are the pattern for us. For many walkers, of whom I told you many times, and now I say you even weeping, that they are enemies of the two of the Mashiach, whose end is destruction, which their mighty one is their belly, and their caboose
is
in
the mighty one was their belly. They told you to bring out the stubborn and rebellious child. Then they called him a what?
Glutton.
A glutton and a drunk. You know why? Because these are the things that they desire according to their flesh. So now we look at why would Yahuah destroy a man? That's because when you go on after and you desire the things of your flesh, now you become what? You become a glutton and a drunkard. So now I got to get rid of you so that way I can do what? So that way I can get it out the land. Because if I allow a tree to continue to abide, right, then what is it going to bring forth? It's going to bring forth fruit. Now, if it's a bad tree, then what kind of fruit is it going to bring forth? A corrupt tree can only bring forth corrupt fruit. So that's why when I'm a tube tree, right, and I'm bringing forth something, and it's something that isn't a tube, then what I got to do? I cut it off. I cut it off so that way the thing doesn't continue. So now we got to have that same mindset with our behaviors. When behaviors come up from us and if things contrary with the tube, what do? I cut it off so that way it doesn't defile the land. Now, if you keep reading down, if you look over in the book of B-Rashyh, guess what happened? Because of what Adam did, guess what the ground was? Cursed because of him. So guess what Yahuah had to do? I got to cut that man off. I had to cut that man off because otherwise, if you keep going, if that's the only tree that you're attached to, then what's going to happen? You're going to die because the first one died. So now when it yields something, what is it going to yield? More Rasha. When it yields from that, what is it going to yield? More Rasha. That's why if you look over, if you keep going in the book of B-Rashyh, he told you that the desired man was only what? Evil what? Continually. The noon that came from that Rosha tree was only Rosha continually. So by necessity, I had to change the seed that it was attached to. So now that's why I'm not just thankful that he allowed me to come here and enjoy, but I'm thankful that he allowed me to be enjoined. He allowed me to be enjoined with the tube tree. So now guess what comes from me? Tube fruit. And now my fruit can do what? Now, why would he tell you that your fruit could remain? Because I cut off the bad one. It only makes sense. He didn't just say it for no reason. That's why if you go back and you look at the things that were given aforetime, they were written to teach you. I gave this for you so that way you wouldn't be confused when you saw stuff happen. So that way when you see things happen and you see somebody get cut off, you don't have to wonder, well, why would he do that?
Right.
How long am I going to allow it to keep going? That's just like he told you with the Mashali concerning the sower. He sowed wheat, and guess what happened? Guess what came up? And he said, who did this? Who did this? He said an enemy did this. Now, if you go back and give me YashaYahu, we'll bounce around. YashaYahu chapter 55. Let's see what he told us about that enemy. Not what I wanted, but that's what Yahuah wanted, and it makes so much sense to me. Let's see if I can make it make sense to you too. Now you can be enjoined. Come on, listen to the book. 55:1.
Ho, everyone who thirsts.
I'm sorry, 27:1 first. But hold me at that 55 though. That's going to come in handy. Listen.
In that Yahuah shall visit on with them the fleeing Nakash with his fierce and Gadal and mighty sword, and Louis Yatham, the twisted the twisted Nakash, and he shall kill the monster that is in the yam.
You know why he was going to kill it? Because it was corrupt. And now what was that corrupt serpent going to do? Corrupt the others. That's why, guess what? Not only did he curse Adam, not only did he curse Yahuah, not only did he curse the lamb, but who else did he curse? Now, what kind of curse did he get? A curse above every other capital of the alarm. He got a curse that was worse than every other one because you took off and perverted the thing that I made that was tube. So what do you think Yahuah was going to do with you if he planted a tube seed in you when he allowed you to hear the word, but you allow yourself something else to come in and influence you to do something opposite of what he gave you? You're going to be cursed above all cattle. He's going to cast you down to the ground, and on your belly you're going to go. And you know what you're going to eat? The dust of the other mouth. Come on.
In that yum, a vineyard of wine, sing to it. I, Yahuah, am its keeper. I mayim it every moment. Lest one visit on it, I guard it, Layla and Yum.
He said, I guard it. Now, what did he do when he kicked them out of the gun? He put a malakih there. With what? I'm guarding it. I'm guarding this thing because everything that's here is got to be kept too.
That's right.
That's what you got to do when you hear the word. Because he gave you something, you can be like who? Yahuah and Yahusha, right? That's going to make you like Elohim. So now when the tube ground comes, what do you need to do? Guard it and constantly water it. Guess what he told? He said, one water, one plant. Who get the increase?
Elohim.
Yahuah get the increase. So now that's a garden that he's planting in me through the word. So now I've got to guard these things to make sure that I don't allow the serpent to come in and cause my ground to be cursed.
Yeah.
Come on.
Fury is not in me.
We got 4 minutes. Go fast.
Who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle.
Fury is in me who would set who?
The briars and thorns against me in battle.
Now, when he cast Adam out of the gun, what did he say he was going to yield him? Thorns and thistles. All the days of his life, all you're going to get is thorns and thistles. Let's see.
I would step through it. I would burn it at once.
He said he's going to do what with the thorns and thistles?
I would step through it. I would burn it at once.
I'm going to keep it because I'm going to say, you know, maybe something might happen with it.
I would burn it at once.
I'm going to burn it up. So that means that, guess what? If only thing that I'm bringing forth is not fruit, but I'm bringing forth thorns and thistles, what is he going to do for me? I'm going to be burnt up. My works are going to be burnt up. So that, guess what he told Adam? He was going to yield them thorns and thistles. That meant the works that I'm going to do, that's what's going to bring me back. So if I'm producing works and the only thing that I'm yielding back is thorns and thistles, then what I got to know? I'm just set aside for the fire. The only thing I'm doing, he just allowed me to be heaped up for the fire to come. Come on.
Or let him rely on my protection. Let him make shalom with me. Let him make shalom with me. Those who come to Jacob shall take root. YashaYahu shall blossom and sprout, and they shall fill the pani of the alarm with pari.
That's what's going to happen for those that's going to be like Elohim. Go back up. What did he say is going to be for those that's like Elohim? What's going to happen?
Or let him rely on my protection. Let him make shalom with me. Let him make shalom with me.
Don't you know that when you committed katat, you became an enemy with Elohim? Guess what? He put a mutual enmity between who? The woman, the man and the woman, and the serpent. That's the same thing that we created when we got sin. We created a mutual hatred between us and Elohim.
Yeah.
That's why those say hate them that hate Elohim with a perfect hate. You know why? Because you're against him. You're opposite of him. Why would I burn up something if it's not something that I love it? He doesn't. He hates you. He hates the Rosha. He angry with the Rosha how long?
Every day.
Every day. That's how mad I am. Every day I wake up and I say, I hate him. No, I'm sorry. Let me phrase that because he don't sleep. He that watched over Yahshua don't slumber nor sleep. So that means every day it's a continual hate. Matter of fact, if I naturally hate a person, when I go to sleep, I don't hate you in my sleep. I got to wait till I wake back up. But him, he doesn't sleep. So his hatred for you is continual.
Yeah.
So that meant if his hatred is continual for me, then what does his ahab be?
Continue.
His ahab would be continual. But I got to stay in a relationship with him where he can have an ahab for me. Come on.
Those who come to Jacob shall take root. YashaYahu shall blossom and sprout, and they shall fill the pani of the alarm with pari.
Jump over, get me that 55.
Sure.
YashaYahu chapter 55:1. Listen to the book.
Ho,
Behold, ha!
everyone who thirsts,
Everyone that thirsts,
come to the Ma'in.
come to the Ma'in. Now, who did he tell you was going to be the one that's doing the Ma'in?
Him.
Yahuah. So if you want water, guess what you're going to have to come?
Come to him.
To Yahuah. That's why when Yahushua come, he said,
right.
Any man that thirsts, let him come unto me. I almost fell. It's okay. That's okay. It happens. Players mess up too. Listen.
And you who have no money, come, buy and eat. Come, buy wine and milk without money.
You that have no money, come by and eat. The white said that. I wasn't even thinking that at the time. Come on.
come buy wine and milk without money and without cost. Why do you spend money?
Matter of fact, he told you, come and eat, buy and eat without money. You don't even have no money. So, you know, it's almost like nothing I did could have got me this. Favor through his being, Yahushua the anointed.
That's right.
Come on. He have become who he will. I'm just glad to be appointed.
That's right.
Listen to the book.
Why do you spend money for what is not Lakam?
Don't you know the thing that you keep going after and chasing after is something that can't even fill you? The stuff that we go through and put our works behind, that's the payment that we yield, and it doesn't even be, it's nothing that can even satisfy us.
Right.
Come on.
And your wages for what does not satisfy. Shama carefully to me, and eat what is too, and let your nafash delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear and come to me.
He said, incline your ear and come to me.
Shama, that your nafash may ka'i, and I shall make an alam barith with you, the amunah raham of Daoud.
He said, I'm gonna give you the sure raham of Daoud. You've been yielding thorns and thistles, but now I'm gonna have raham on you. I'm gonna give you the sure raham on Daoud to give you a chance to be able to bring forth something else, something different. Come on.
Behold, I have made him a witness to the a leader and commander for the Behold, you shall call a gui you do not yada, and a gui which yada you not shall run to you because of Yahuah your all, even the Kadash one of Yasharal, for he has par you. Seek Yahuah.
He said because he did what?
For he has par you.
I beautified you. You know the beauty that a plant gets? It's from the fruit of it. When I plant a flower, right? It's not beautiful when it's just in the ground, when it's just dirt. It only begets its beauty when it what? When it blossoms. That's the thing that we're looking for. There is no value in us just coming in and hearing the word and it's just in the dirt. It's got a blossom in you. I need to see you be powered. That's why I'm constantly not only just giving you the seed, but I'm also what? I'm watering it. And I'm giving you this, and you know what else I gave you? The sun. I gave you the sun, so now you got everything needed for the thing to be powered. Matter of fact, for you to be powered. That's why Yahusha said, glorify the Ben, that the beard might glorify the Abba. Now, the thing is guess what happened after they crucified Yahusha, and they put him up for everybody to see his beauty? They said, surely this is the Ben Elohim. You know why? He had been beautified. He told the Ruach HaKodesh not yet been given, because what? Okay, so guess what? When in his suffering, guess what he did? He blossomed. Even in the midst of me being in a bad situation, I still blossomed. Come on.
Seek Yahuah while he may be found.
Seek him while he may be found.
Call upon him while he is near.
Call upon him while he's near. Come on.
Let the Rosha forsake his Darak, and the unrighteous Ish his thoughts, and let him return to Yahuah, and he shall have Raham on him and to our all, for he shall abundantly pardon.
So this is the thing that, go back up. Follow me. So this is the thing that we got to look at. When he told us about us getting that sure Raham of Daoud, this is the Raham that he's given us. Through us forsaking our Rosha ways and returning back to him, he's allowing us to get an opportunity to be joined with him, to be enjoying with him, so we can enjoy him and he can enjoy us. And that's how we get the power. Come on.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your Darakim my Darakim.
That's why he told you that the Rosha had to forsake his ways, because the theft that you desire and want to go after is contrary to me. Guess what? Guess what she looked at? She saw these trees that I told you not to eat of, and I said it was what? It was beautiful. One to be desired, to make one wise. This is what her appetite was for. Her appetite was for something contrary to what Yahuah was. You know why? Because her thoughts were not whose?
His thoughts.
So every time I go forth and I commit and do things contrary to Yahuah, it's because what? My thoughts are not his thoughts. Now, the only way for my thoughts to become his thoughts, I got to do what? I have to align myself with him through the writings. And now I forsake my own way to go after his way. That's why I told you, stand ye in the way and see, and ask for what? Where's the tube way? That's what I'm looking for. You know why? Because the stuff that I've already been going after was what?
Rosha.
It was Rosha. That's why I became Rosha. Because my thoughts were only evil continually. Come on. But now he's changing my mind. Come on.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your Darakim my Darakim, declares Yahuah. For as the Shamayim are higher than the Arais, so are my Darakim higher than your Darakim, and my thoughts than your thoughts. He gave you a comparable.
You look up to the Shamayim. That's me. You look down here. This is you. That's how far we are away from each other. Now I need something to come in and close the gap. That's what Yahushua came in to be able to do for us. He bridged that gap.
Yeah.
That's why they hung up between Shamayim and the Elam. You know why? You know what? They wanted to build a tower, right, in Babel, so that way they could do what? So that they could reach up to Shamayim. Now, guess what they did when they put Yahushua on the tube? They had built the tower. They had shown us that, guess what? Through this one right here, guess what we can go to? Only through him. But then he took it down. You know why? Because through the stuff that you did, that was the way. You thought you were going to be able to try to get to me this way. You're going to sneak up this way? Nah, it ain't going to work that way. You got to come right. You can't. It ain't enough just to go. You got to come right all the way. Come on.
For as the rain and the snow come down from the Shamayim and do not return there without watering the rights and making it bear and sprout and furnishing seed to the sower and lakam to the eater.
Through the ma'im, through the seed being watered, it's giving what? It's furnished seed to the sower and bread to the eater. It's giving me something I can eat, something I can live by. Come on.
So shall my dabar be which goes forth from my
He's
paw.
giving me a similitude to understand between the ma'im and the dabar. Come on.
It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I desire.
He's telling when the dabar goes forth, it's going to accomplish exactly what it is that I desire. It can't do nothing different than what I wanted to do.
And it shall prosper in the matter for which I shall like it.
It's going to prosper. Everything that I wanted the bar to do, it's going to do it. It's going to do it. Come on.
For you shall go out with joy and be led forth with shalom. The harem and the hills shall break forth into singing before you, and all the ox of the field shall clap their hands. Instead of the thorn bush.
Instead of the who?
Thorn bush.
So that meant that what you did the first time, this is what you should have got. You should have got a thorn bush. What's going to happen?
The cypress shall come up.
I'm going to get the tree. I'm going to get ox. And what else?
And instead of the nettle.
Instead of the what?
Nettle, the myrtle shall come up.
These are all spiky. And you know what that was? That was thorns and thistles. So now instead of me getting thorns and thistles, guess what I'm going to get? I'm going to get cypress and myrtle. I'm going to get an ox and not thorns and thistles, because the thorns and thistles was going to be what? Set aside for the fire. But now he's giving me something with life. Come on.
And it shall be to Yahuah for a shem and for an alam ot, which shall not be cut off.
And that's, you know what? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for Yahuah to establish us through the seed, through us getting the seed, through us getting the ma'im and the son, the shemash, the ben. It's all the son. And guess what it's doing for us? Read it again, that last verse.
Instead of the thorn bush, the cypress shall come up. And instead of the nettle, the myrtle shall come up. And it shall be to Yahuah for a shem, for an alam ot.
It's going to be to Yahuah for a shem, for a name.
For an alam ot, which shall not be cut off.
The tree that's going to be planted by that Dabarym, the tree that's going to be watered by the ma'im that Yahuah is going to give, guess what? It's going to be everlasting and not be cut off. In order for us to have a continual attachment to him, guess what we're going to need? The word and the ma'im from Yahuah. That's what we need. That's the only way we're going to get life is through the word. So when you come in and you hear the word, don't just let it be something that just go out one end and come out the other. Right. Don't just let it be. Don't let the ma'im just fall and just roll off your back like a duck. Right. But allow it to come into you. They said don't rain. What they say? Don't rain on the army. Don't rain in the army. Rain on the army. Guess what? The bar. It don't rain on me. It rain in me. Forever and ever. Yeah. And now guess what? Through me allowing his bar to reign in me forever and ever. Guess what he'll allow me to do? He'll allow me to abide forever and ever and not be cut off.
That's right.
That's my time. How do you hold?
What's up?